Hey, I hope you guys are doing well. Want to make a video here on NEO as its earnings comes out tomorrow. Now, NEO has been a very volatile, very popular stock throughout this year. And while they have released that they are delivering a lot more vehicles, I'm very curious to see what their earnings will be tomorrow if they beat the expectations or if they fall short. So I want to go ahead and look at the chart and kind of get some levels to the upside and to the downside of where we could see NEO move depending on its earnings report tomorrow. So here on the screen, I have the 4-hour time frame up here on NEO, and you can see I have a lot of support and resistance lines here on NEO as we have seen this thing trend out of this channel that I was looking back at the beginning stages of this year, rally on up here towards about $16.50 a share, and now what seems to be more of like a cupping or maybe even a cup and handle formation that we could be seeing here on NEO. Now, a couple things right here off of the bat. We saw this big rebound as well as kind of like a double bottom here off of NEO towards the later stages of July and as we moved into August. So we came down off of $16.50. We bounced once right off here at around $11 a share, which is something that I was noting as that was kind of the pause point on this way to the upside. We then rallied up here towards about $13.60 to about 75 cents. From there, we sold back down and we double bottomed. So that is what I'm talking about as we came back down here towards $11 per share. From there, we consolidated for a few days, which I think was really healthy. We didn't see another extravagant bounce all the way back up towards $13.75. Instead, we kind of meandered around for a couple of days, and then we pushed higher. We pushed all the way up through $13.75, indicating that now we have a higher high than what we previously saw. We had the big downward move. We pushed back higher, came back, made higher lows in comparison to back here around, if you look at it intraday, we are down here at about 1050. Down in here, we were at around 1095, so a higher low. And then we pushed higher. We made a higher high in comparison to what we saw before, and now we have come back down, and if this is in fact a higher low once again, so boom, 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 and now it looks as if we are going to make another higher high. Again, a lot is kind of riding on the earnings that comes out tomorrow. My first level that I'm going to want to look at is right in here around $15 per share. Now, that's not a humongous move. We're looking at about 4.5%, 4.25%. But if the earnings really do turn out to be very, very good for NEO, we could push very rapidly through that level up here into the upper 15s as we try and take on that 1650 level. So I can also put in a level for you guys right up here. So we'll go ahead and slap that in. Boom. And that would signify a much larger gain, so about 8.5%, but I do think that this is a pretty conservative level right in here around $15 a share, especially with it being a round number and what was previously a support and then now is a resistance. So to the downside, again, we want to pay attention to what the chart is telling us. So if we come up here and we see a bit of a double top formation around $14.50 per share, and then we come back down and we make a new or a fresh lower low in comparison to what we saw last Friday, I think that would be a bearish signal. If I zoom this out, it kind of shows a little bit better here on the chart. But you can see we push down and we have a bit of this like ascending triangle formation here. So I'll go ahead and slap that in, right? So low, higher low, higher low. Here's another low. It didn't come all the way down, but again, if we start to push down lower and we break through that level, we might see more people taking profit. People that had gotten in at this level before, they want to take profit. Now that it's moving back down lower, maybe look for a lower entry point, and that could kind of waterfall the selling back down through this upward or this ascending triangle and send us lower than that previous low. In that case, I would want to look somewhere down here around $12.50, which where we initially saw that that resistance prior to seeing that big push all the way up here towards about $14.50 a share. So to me, I think a lot really rides on the earnings, obviously, with this being a volatile stock. So I'm sure we will see some very big swings tomorrow as the report comes out. But again, to the upside, I want to look up here towards about $14.50, $50 or $15 a share, and then up near those all-time highs around $15.70, $15.75. If it comes out and it's a poor performance and we start to move to the downside, look at this upward trending line. Pay attention to these lows and consolidation that we saw late last week right in here around $13.35. If we break down from there, I could see us at some point throughout this week pushing down even lower towards $12.60, $12.50. If it's really poor and we see a lot of sellers drive into the market, I would be looking back down here towards $11 a share. And at that point, if we were to give up all of these gains that we've been working on over the past few weeks, I think that we could be making some fresh lows and push down here potentially down here towards $7.75. This is kind of like a worst case scenario, right? That it sheds half of its value in one single day. But these are important levels to look at because you never really know what's going to happen until it happens. So keep all of this in your head. Make sure that you come up with a plan and trade that plan. Whether you make money to the upside or you lose money, you have to be disciplined in the trades that you take on. And eventually, over time, you will begin to learn and see the trades that are going to really benefit you the most. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment on what you think or where you think NEO is going to be going. And I'll see you guys in the next one.